close connection between the Old and the New Testament makes the study of the Septuagint most valuable.
The close connection between the Old and the New Testament makes the Septuagint most invaluable. Why? Because both of them are written in Greek and translated in Greek. Well, what's the point? Go ahead.
And indeed indispensable to the theological student.
Indispensable to the theological student, meaning the student that's trying to study about God. Indispensable means something you really need to have. How many of y'all there honestly can say you even heard of the Septuagint before then? Go ahead and read.
It was manifestly the chief storehouse from which the apostles drew their proofs and precepts.
Wait a minute. Read that again. It was manifestly what?
It was manifestly the chief storehouse from which the apostles drew their proofs and precepts.
So you mean to tell me that the apostles, which you find in the New Testament, was quoting mostly all of their information from the Septuagint? That's what the history says. They were using the Septuagint. They weren't even using the Masoretic text, which is where we get our King James Version Bible from. Not to say that anything is wrong with the Masoretic text, but I'm just showing you the history. The history shows that the Septuagint were their translation of choice. And guess what, sisters and brothers? The Septuagint had the Apocrypha right in it. So they were quoting from a Bible that had these books in it. So if there was a problem with these books, don't you think at some point in the New Testament, somebody among Jesus' disciples and apostles would have said something? Y'all need to stay away from those books. Those books are bad. They were quoting from these books. They had these books in the Septuagint. They were in the Septuagint. How do you think John knew about the feast of dedication? He was walking around with a Bible that had First Maccabees in it. But see, people don't know anything about this. They just looking at us crazy because we quote these books. If you walking around in Jesus' day, they would think you were very ignorant. Because they would be talking about stuff that's common knowledge, and you're like, what? Who? But we're trying to get you away from that. We're trying to give you this absolute truth. 90% of the church today is ignorant. How many people do you know today in modern day church deal with Maccabees, deal with Tobit, deal with the Book of Enoch, deal with the Book of Jasher? I guarantee you, if I interview 10 separate people right now that's going up and down this street, and you know good well the church is on almost every corner, if I interview anybody tomorrow coming out of church, 10 people, all 10 of them will say, I never read the Book of Enoch. I probably don't heard of it because, you know, this is the age of information. They probably have heard of it because they were on the internet going through somebody's site or something, but they never read it. But I guarantee you, all of the rest of them, they never even heard of it. But it's common knowledge. Never heard of the Apocrypha. Common knowledge. Let's move on. Let's go to 2 Kings chapter 22 and verse 1. Because that's enough for the warm-up. Now we can start the real class. That's not even what we want to show you. That was just the warm-up. Now we're going to get into the real portion of the class. 2 Kings chapter 22. Because you got people who will say today, well, I don't believe that a book could become lost, a Bible could become lost. The Word of God can never become lost. You don't think so? Let me show you something. 2 Kings 22 and 1. Then would you show somebody next time they say that? 2 Kings 22 and verse 1. Go ahead and read.
Josiah was 8 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 31 years in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Jedida, the daughter of Adiah of Baska. And he did that which was right in the sight of the Lord, and walked in all the way of David his father, and turned not aside to the right hand or to the left. And it came to pass in the 18th year of King Josiah that the king sent Shaphan, the son of Azaliah, the son of Meshullam, the scribe, to the house of the Lord, saying...
So he sent this guy to the house of the Lord, which is the temple of God in Jerusalem. Go ahead.
Saying, go up to Hilkiah the high priest, that he may sum the silver which is brought into the house of the Lord, which the keepers of the door have gathered of the people.
Now, he sent this guy to the temple to find some silver and add it up. I want you to count up this silver so you can see how much we got, right? So that's what he was going to look for originally. But skip down to verse 8 and continue.
And Hilkiah the high priest said unto Shaphan the scribe, I have found the book of the law in the house of the Lord. And Hilkiah gave the book to Shaphan, and he read it.
Wait a minute. I have found the book of the law in the house of the Lord. The book
Shaphan the scribe came to the king and brought the king word again, and said, Thy servants have gathered the money that was found in the house, and have delivered it into the hand of them that do the work, that have the oversight of the house of the Lord. And Shaphan the scribe showed the king, saying, Hilkiah the priest hath delivered me a book. And Shaphan read it before the king. And it came to pass, when the king had heard the words of the book of the law, that he rent his clothes.
Now wait a minute. Is that when he heard the words of the book of the law, he rent his clothes? He was upset. He was mourning because he knew that he had been going against God. He was sinning. So that let you know that this book was lost, and they didn't even know it. But it was right under their nose. You trying to tell me a book can't be lost from the word today, and these guys had the book right under their nose and didn't know where it was? Let's be serious. This lets you know that this Bible, as we have it today, was lost at one time. Because that's what they talk about, the book of the law. Genesis and Deuteronomy. It was lost. They found it. Go ahead and read.
And the king commanded Hilkiah the priest, and Ahikam the son of Shaphan, and Achbor the son of Micaiah, and Shaphan the scribe, and Asaiah, a servant of the king, saying, Go ye, inquire of the Lord for me, and for the people, and for all Judah, concerning the words of this book that is found.
He said, go inquire of the Lord concerning this book which is found. This book was lost at first, and they found it. This is based off of the Bible you have now. Or should I say the Bible is based off of what you're reading about. First 5 books of the Bible. Gone. Lost. Now they found it. Now they know what to do. Go ahead and read.
For great is the wrath of the Lord that is kindled against us, because our fathers have not hearkened unto the words of this book, to do according to all that which is written concerning us.
Because they didn't know. Why didn't they know? Because they hadn't read it. Why hadn't they read it? Because it was lost. And he said, great is the wrath of the Lord that is kindled against us. Meaning, we can suffer for something we don't know. They'll be like, I don't need these other books, ain't no benefit to me. What did he say right here? They didn't know something. He said, great is the wrath of the Lord kindled against us. You got to be careful about what you think you don't need. You don't know what you don't need. You think you know. Once you find out, and then you'll know for sure. But the point of going here is to show you that this book was lost, and this is what the Bible today is based off of. So this is just proof that this Bible, as we have it, at some time has been lost in history. Right? But now let's move on.